everyone, today we're gonna be making some Valentine's Day themed envelope cherry pies. Now, the inspiration for this video came along from the book series and filmed on Netflix now, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, because in the films, the main character writes these love letters, so we're going to be making them out of pie. And there's also, I think in the second film, a clip of her making cherry turnovers, so we're going to be making envelope cherry pie turnovers. Now, I'm going to be making them, as I've said, in the form of an envelope. But if you don't want to do that, or you don't want to do the extra hassle, just make a cherry pie. This recipe makes an amazing cherry pie, so just make a normal pie. It will be delicious. Now, let's get into the ingredients. Now, for the flaky, buttery pie crust, you'll be needing some butter, good quality butter, some plain flour, salt and sugar, some cold water. The butter is also cold, this was in the freezer. And for the pie filling, you'll need, over here, we have some nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, sugar, cornflour, water, obviously cherries. We have some amaretto or almond liqueur and some vanilla extract. So, roll up the sleeves and let's start making pie dough. Now we'll put the flour in the bowl and we'll add the salt. Sugar. Now this is not a lot of salt because, well, frankly, we don't want it to be too sweet. And to have the pie filling, which is also sweet, so it won't be a bomb of sugar. Give this a nice mix. Make sure your hands are clean. And we're gonna put the butter in. I'm gonna leave some behind and we're gonna do the rubbing in method. So, until it looks like breadcrumbs. Okay, so the extra butter we have, we're just gonna break up like this into tiny chunks. So I'll tell you why we're doing this. So that we're gonna roll the dough out once we've added the water. So we're gonna laminate it like you would with puff pastry, so it's flaky. Actually good pie dough. Also, another tip, if you wanted to make savory pie dough, just omit the sugar and you have a really good savory pie dough. So, see, we have fine chunks of butter and we have some of these big lumps. Okay. Make a hole in the center and add the water. Now I didn't give you a measurement of water. Use your judgment, and when it's a nice cohesive dough, stop adding water. So, now the dough is out of the bowl. I've sprinkled some flour on the surface. And we'll cut this in half. And place that on top, like a pie sandwich. And gently, well, roll it out. I'm not really rolling, I'm pushing it. And quarter, another quarter. Pop this in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so now let's make the filling whilst it's in the fridge. We will need a pot and a spatula and all the ingredients. Now I'm going to put this on around medium to low heat, and we're going to add the water first. Sugar. Give it a bit of a mix. And we'll add the spices. And basically we'll add everything except the cornflour for now. Amaretto. If you don't want to put the amaretto in, you could put almond extract, because almond and cherry is a very, very good combo. And we'll add the cherries and let this bubble. Right, so if you don't have fresh cherries, you could use frozen or tinned cherries, they will work fine. And we're gonna let this bubble for a couple of minutes, then we're gonna put some water in here and add the cornflour so it thickens up. Alright, this has simmered down a bit and it's cooked. Okay, now over here I have the cornflour and we're gonna add some water. Okay, so this has thickened up nicely. You want it to be about this consistency. And we're gonna place it in a bowl and then we're gonna pop it in the freezer so this will cool down, because you want it to be ideally cold when you put it in the pastry, because if it isn't, it will melt the butter in the pastry and then you'll end up with a mess. Okay, so the dough is now out of the freezer and I'm gonna roll it out nice and thin. Not too thin, but not too thick. Okay, so I've rolled the dough out and I have this, which is a little paper template of an envelope pattern. So when you fold the dough, it will look like an envelope. If you don't want to go to the hassle, just make either a normal turnover or a pie. Okay, so I have cut the pie dough and I've made some tiny hearts. If you have a cookie cutter, go ahead and use it, but I don't have a cookie cutter small enough. And the filling is chilled. So, nice. So once you have the filling in, we're gonna fold it like a little envelope. Alright, and I have some egg wash. Where is the brush? We're going to place a small amount right here as glue and we'll stick the heart on. And that's your little envelope cherry pie. And we'll pop it on a tray. Pies are gonna go in the fridge for about 20 minutes to harden up and then we'll pop them in the oven. Okay, now that we have carefully brushed the egg on, we're gonna pop them in the oven, preheat at 170 for about 15 minutes. Okie doke, so here are the finished, where here is the finished envelopes, love letters filled with pie. They look so cute. Now let's taste it. Still hot. I can tell you that's amazing. It's so comforting and warm and delicious. You have the flaky. You can see it here. See? I've destroyed it, but the pastry is amazing, the flaky, and super good. The filling is sweet, but a bit tart. It's really good. I hope you give this a go. If you do so, tag me on Instagram. It's at Faithxxx. And I hope you like it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the big red button, and I'll see you again next week. Bye bye. Give it a like too.